That, as you can see, and here, is a badly leaking shower fixture here. And it started as a drip a few weeks ago, and it's gotten progressively worse. And today it is especially bad, so I'm finally taking care of this. And the worst part is that this is actually the hot water valve. So not only is this leaking, but it's hot water leaking out of here and going straight down the drain. So let's fix it. So the first thing we got to do is turn off the water supply. So I'm down here in my basement. So you know, every house is different with where their water shutoff is. I have a well. It's about 150 feet deep, and it's outside. It comes in that wall, and here's the line coming in. So you can just follow your water main, and this is coming into my well tank here, which stores the water and provides the pressure. And it comes out of there, goes through this filter here, and there you can see is my shutoff. So you pretty much just follow your main water line until you find your shutoff. Some look like this, some are a circular dial that you'll just turn until it's off, but this one we just have to turn 90 degrees and that shuts off our water. Okay, we're back upstairs, and you can see it's still leaking up here, and that's because there's still water left in the lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this on and let the water, you can hear it gurgling, and there we see a little bit coming out, and now it's slowed to a trickle, and there's no more water dripping here. First things first, we have to remove this handle right here. They make a special handle puller that any plumber would have. I was at the hardware store today, and I snapped a photo of one of these. I'll put this photo up right here. I am banking on that I do not need one of these handle pullers because these are just pretty simple, chintzy. These look like metal, but they're actually plastic. So these are pretty chintzy, so I'm just assuming that this is going to come off pretty easy. Some handles will have, I've seen they have a little cap right here. They're a decorative cap that you can just pop off with a regular screwdriver, but as you can see on my cheap guy here, it's just a screw, a regular screw right here that I should, yep, there we go. Just be able to turn that right out. Finish it off with my fingers here. Alright, now this is where you would use that handle puller, and it just kind of grabs on either side of the handle here and then pushes through here with a center pin and pulls it off. But I'm just gonna hold my hands here and hope that it comes off. Sweet. Alright, so you can see in here, and let me move my light. You can see in here there's a little stem in there, and it's got a serrated edge, and that's what this handle actually grabs onto. This has a serrated edge in it as well, and so they fit into each other, and that's what's actually turning the valve in there to turn your water on and off. So the next step is to get this valve out of here. So we have a lucky situation here where I have my drywall open on the back of this so we can see what's going on. Usually you'd have to pull this flange off too, and then you would use a special socket wrench that's made specifically to reach in through here and turn the nut that's back there holding the whole stem on. So I was at the hardware store and I took a photo of that as well, so I'll flash that up really quick. That's what these things look like. But we're lucky here, and we're going to get to go around to the back and see what it actually looks like back there. Alright, so here is our culprit. So you can see there's a deep groove in here, so already we know that this thing has been getting worked pretty hard. It's probably pretty old. Oh yeah, and there you go. I don't know if you can see that, but there's definitely a hole right through that washer there. So Oh yeah, look at that hole. So very obvious why we had such a bad leak going on. So let's replace this bad boy. So what I found at the hardware store was this faucet washer assortment, which I opted for this because I couldn't bring this entire stem into the hardware store because I needed to keep it here because I didn't have to shut the water off all day while I was gone. So I picked up this faucet washer assortment at Ace Hardware, and it was only like $3, so I figured I might as well get all of these guys and make sure I got one of the right ones I needed to replace this. So let's open this up, and hopefully one of these is the correct washer. You can see there's different sizes here. This purple one looks pretty good. Oh, actually that looks a little small. Let's see what else we got here. Alright, here we go. This gray one right here. That looks like it's my guy. Looks like a good match right there. So you can see how worn this blue washer had become. There's this groove in it, and the hole is much bigger than the replacement there. So we're going to go with this guy. So our next duty is to take this screw out of the top here. That's what's going to be holding our washer in. So it's a simple Phillips head here. Just going to remove that guy. This assortment pack also comes with new screws. So hopefully we have the same size that will match up with this. Looks like that's a good match right there. So I'm going to try putting this new screw in. So here's our new washer. And that one is not fitting in there. This right here, this seat is actually recessed a little bit below the lip here. And this gray guy is actually not fitting in there. So I'm going to go to the next one down here, which was this purple guy. And that one looks like, well, that one's not fitting either. So this guy must have got squashed when it was in there and kind of flattened out. So I'm going to go with this next one down, and that one is fitting in there. So that's going to be my guy. Here's our new screw from the assortment pack. Let's see if that fits. Alright, that is holding. Oh, that's a regular. Grab my regular screwdriver here. Okay, I'm not going to go too tight with this. I don't want to strip anything. Alright, there's our finished product. Time to put it back in. Alright, we're back over here. The last thing I'm going to do though before I put this back in is I picked up some of this plumber's grease, faucet and valve plumber's grease at the hardware store, and it was like $2, and it says it's, you know, freeze sticky faucets and prevents rust. So I figure if I ever have to get in here again, you know, like 5 years from now, might as well put some of this stuff on here so that it's free for me next time. So I'm just going to stick some of this around the screw-in portion of this guy. I know this is a little bit blurry because it's so close, but you get the idea. Just stick some of that grease around. Okay, now we are ready to put this back in. So I'm just going to stick the end of this through the hole. Alright. Get a better angle here for you. So I'm just sticking that through. This is going right back in. You can see there's a little nylon washer on here too that I inspected, and it seemed to be in good shape, so no need to
replace that. So we're just going to screw that back in and finger tighten it. And now we come at it with the adjustable wrench. Tight squeeze. Yeah, get in there. There we go. Alright, now when I loosened this, it seemed to not be very tight, so I'm not putting too much pressure on this. I could go a little bit more if I wanted to, but I don't want to do too much. Okay, let's keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully that's it. It's time to go back downstairs and turn on the water. Okay, water is back on, and you hear that? That's the sound of success. Alright. Looks like we did it. So now our only thing to do here is to put our handle back on and put our screw back in, and it's good to go. So while we're here and I have my tools out, I'm going to do the same thing over on my cold water spout, just because it can't be far behind if this one was leaking. You know, while we're here, we might as well replace this one and be proactive about it. So there you go. Hope that helped you guys.